It's about 11:15 right now. That's a big fish. Christ, what is it? With the sling, what is it? Really? Yeah. Are you kidding me? Look. Do it, go on. Are you serious? Alright there. It's mouthing something.
So you might be a little bit confused as to why this video is starting at the farm pond, and that is because after going to Hightown, me and Lewis and Freddy decided to do 2 nights down the farm straight afterwards. The last session we had down farm was when me and Lewis decided we wanted to get down Hightown and give that a go. So, me and Lewis have been discussing a few weeks beforehand how we wanted to get down Hightown, which is one of the big gravel pits in Ringwood. And a couple weeks passed, and then a long weekend opened up for both of us. So we thought we'd get down for the first time, have a little recce. Literally chuck our rods out the first night, and then the second day sort of look for spots and stuff. And we found a few, one under this willow tree, and then one just sort of tight to the far margin. So I fished both of them spots, and Lewis just chucked some in the middle of the lake, and also down under a snag just to the left of us in the margins. But nothing the first night. But we weren't really sure what to expect, to be fair, because well, obviously it was our first time down the lake, and also it was sort of around the time the fish started spawning, so we weren't really too sure. So on the second day, we did start to notice some fish crashing further into the cove that we were fishing, under some big snags. So we went over to have a look on the second day, and turns out, yes, they were trying to spawn. So we would have packed up and gone home, but we still had one more night before we'd get picked up. So we stayed the second night. Nothing really happened. I had one liner, but it was sort of to our advantage, because the fish would have to pass through where we were fishing to get to the shallowest part of the lake, where they were sort of trying. They weren't spawning every so often. We'd just hear a big crash just to the left of us, just out of our sight, round the corner in the shallows. So they were having a go, but I had one liner that night, and then I think Lewis got breamed, but just sort of picking up his boilie, not taking the hook in. So, but yeah, that was the first session. But then the second session is when it started to go off.
Yeah. You're recording, you knob.
After being fast asleep and tired from the previous session, I was woken by Lewis and Freddy running towards Freddy's rods.
Oh. Freddy, Freddy, what have you done? Freddy, what have you done?
It's rather quite large.
That is quite large, yeah.
Let's just get him.
Hang on a minute.
Get me? Yes, mate!
He's not in. That was a scaly one. I swear
That was
that was a 24.
So there we go, Freddy had caught the scaly one after losing it 2 sessions ago,
actually?
which was brilliant to see.
I've done it. You might have had a 25. Quite rather small.
Away. Freddy.
We'll put him up on the chairs for him.
Chance had finally come for me and Lewis to do another session. Like I said, this time we were around the other side that we were last time. This time we're on the public side. It was a bit of a shorter chuck to the island. We weren't actually fishing the island last time. We were fishing like this sort of bowl, this cove. It's sort of shallow a bit, but we'd moved to the island and yeah, we got there and sort of looked for spots. We got down there in the evening, so we didn't really bother looking too much into it. We just sort of looked, well, where would be good. Lewis put 2 out in the open water, 1 tight to the far margin of the island, and then 1 back a little bit in a gully that runs through the middle of the lake, a deep gully, and then 1 in the margin. And then I decided to put 1 in the gully and then 1 out to a snag on the island. The one I put in the gully I put on a snowman, and the one I put out to the island I just put on a Ronnie rig with a single hook bait. But yeah, again, not feeling very hopeful. Got our rods out in the day and then sat back and relaxed in the evening, had a barbecue. Yeah, no, it was a nice day, but it wasn't until maybe 11, 12 o'clock me and Lewis were sat up in our bed chairs, and I got sort of 2 or 3 beeps on my rod, and like similar to last time, I had a liner, but I looked out of the bivvy and my bobbin had picked up and it wasn't taking line yet, it was just tight. And then I picked up and I was hooked on for about 5 seconds and then it just popped straight off. That could be on me for striking too early, but I tend to do that with mono because it stretches. So I lost that fish and I was absolutely devastated, because never in a million years had I imagined that I would be on a fish that quickly into our sort of campaign.
That is probably the worst.
Brand new hook.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst feeling I've ever had carp fishing. Basically, that right rod, which is fishing in the snags right tight to the island, picked right up, nothing like a bream take, picked up, felt it on there, and then it dropped straight off. Oh my god. But at least we're on the fish, eh? So it was a bit of a shock to actually hook onto one, let alone lose it. But yeah, we were devastated. I got my rod straight back out. Maybe on the spot, maybe not. I couldn't really tell because it was quite dark and our head torches didn't really reach the other side. Yeah, got to the morning and we were absolutely devastated. And I was really wondering if I was going to get another chance and whether that would be my last one for a good while. So this would have been the 4th day of fishing Hightown, and obviously we were devastated from what happened during the night. So we reeled our rods in the morning, just left them out for the day, just sort of chilled. Not much really happened during the day, but at night it absolutely kicked off. This is definitely the highlight of my time carp fishing ever. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I will just show you some footage of what happened, but what happened really cut making this film short. Yeah, let me just show you the footage.
Guys, oh my god, it's about 11:15 right now. I was cooking sausages and I have had an absolute beast. Oh my god. The right hand rod fishing to them snags has just tightened right up. He's in the net. Oh my god, that was the most stressful thing of my life.
As you can predict, after losing the fish the night before, I was very stressed and very worried about it coming off during the whole duration of that fight.
Did I? Well, that's a big fish. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh Christ, what is it?
As the scale was balanced out, I watched Lewis's face drop, and then these words came out his mouth.
40 on the dot with the sling.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Look.
Do it, go on. Are you serious?
I'll stand this off, look, it's around my life. It's 40 with a sling.
At this point, I knew I broke my PB by a long shot. And
Oh
to be
my
fair,
God.
sitting here now, editing this video, it's still not sunk into my brain.
What?
The retainer weighs. So there we go, I'd absolutely smashed my PB. It wasn't quite 37, it was 36.7. And I had beaten my PB by 10 pounds and 6 ounces. And now it was time to get some photos.
Guys. Yeah! Oh my god. Oh. Is this just this revenge for last session, Lewis?
So, that was not as long as I thought it would take to catch a fish from this lake. Literally, Lewis was asleep in here for about 10 minutes. I was out here cooking sausages, coming in because it starts pouring with rain. Literally get to about here, unzipping the bivvy behind me, and the bobbin's tightened up to the alarm. But because of what happened last night, I was like, no, I don't want to pick it up too early. And I looked at the rod tip, and it's just bent round like that. So picked it up, and you know the rest from there, guys. Wow, what a feeling. And that is cutting this film short because this film, obviously, I wanted to make a. What I was going to do is just film every time I do a session, just little clips, and then once one of us had caught a 30, I was going to put all the clips together, building up to that moment, like, which I've done, but it's cut it short because I caught it 4 nights in, which obviously I'm over the moon about, but I think I'm gonna have to think about a new aim for that lake, maybe quest for a 40 even, but I don't think there is a 40 in there at the moment. That very same night, some people next to us had a 39 10 ounce, so very soon there will be. But obviously they've dropped from spawning, so yeah, we'll see. But I think that's going to have to be the new one. But yeah, I was over the moon. I didn't even know what to think. I called up everyone. But yeah, I just didn't really know what to do. It's still not kicked in, like sunk into my brain that I haven't used a PB of 36 pounds 7 ounces. It's oh my god, it's something I've wanted for a long time. But yeah, we weighed it, got photos, slipped it back, and went back to bed because we were both absolutely knackered. So the third day of our second session came around and I was still over the moon. But I reeled in my rods. Well, I had one rod in already. I didn't even bother getting it back out after that. But I had one rod out as well, and I got that in about 8 in the morning. Literally, as soon as I got up, I got that in. And I wasn't planning on casting it back out till about 4 o'clock. And Lewis did the same, and we just sat and chilled that day. I was just over the moon with my catch. But yeah, I was feeling great at this point. So yeah, we got our rods back out at about 4 and settled in for our next night. Right, so there we go. First 30 being 36.7. It's one of the named fish out of here. It's called the Big Gem. It's one of the originals, so I'm well happy. Considering that's my first fish out of here, like, I would have been happy with a bloody 17. But to get that and lose a fish the night before, feeling pretty good. And we've still got 1, possibly 2 more nights, so we'll see how it goes. No, alright.
Maybe he doesn't know what bread is. How's that one sharper then? Recorded.
Hello guys. We seem to be into another fish after about 2 minutes of casting my rod out. And it seems to be heading for Lewis's line.
Why do you always have to go for mine?
Now, this feels like quite a decent fish.
Can we set you up?
So,
Don't lose it.
so it's come off.
Taking the mic?
Yeah, so sorry about the low quality on that video, but that was proof that I'd put my rod out for about 5 minutes, and within 5 minutes it screamed off, but I lost it. I think what happened there was I'd sort of gotten a bit too confident, considering it was out about 5 minutes and I wasn't really focusing, and as you can see, the clutch, I loosened the clutch a tiny bit, but it just started stripping live for some reason. Like, it came really loose. I'm not sure why, but I think that's the reason I lost it. I can say after careful consideration, me and Lewis definitely decided to do one more night, considering we were obviously on the fish. So yeah, we decided to do one more night, but obviously we had the third night, so we settled in. We went to sleep quite early that night, to be fair, and I was once again awoken at about 3-4 in the morning by 2 or 3 bleeps, same as usual, because I was fishing obviously tight clutches because I didn't want it going in that snag. 2 or 3 bleeps, and obviously I wake up, peer out, expecting to just see my rod normal because I thought it was just a liner, and once again my bobbins just sat tight. So I struck into that, fought it, and landed the second fish of the trip.
Is it? He's definitely not as big.
Huh?
He's definitely nowhere near as big as the last. Where is he now? I can't see. I think it's Bream. Oh wait, no, he's not bad. I think. Oh, the star. Lewis, I can't see. Got it.
So we got it in, got it on the mat, had a little look at it, but because it was about 4 o'clock at this point, we thought we'd leave it in the sling till it got light so we could get some proper photos. But again, I was very, very happy. I don't think I'll have a session like that for a long time. But honestly, yeah, I was just over the moon. So we put it in the sling, waited till light to weigh it, and it came in at £28, which is again over my previous PB that I came to the lake with, which was £26. So it would have been nicer to have it in an order 28 and then the 36, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. I was still so happy.
Sorry for your camera. Yeah, we'll wait. The same height as me.
What is he?
31. 8.
Is it?
Yeah.
So that's probably about
28.
It's not bad, is it?
The wind's got up a little bit. Lewis, not.
What was that?
Very choppy. It was very difficult to get the rods out earlier with that crosswind. They're a bit. They all went out fine, but yeah, here comes Lewis now.
So we had one more night to go. I was over the moon with my catches. I was, obviously because I was on the fish, I wanted to make the most of that opportunity, so we did one more night. Lewis was very determined to catch because he hadn't caught yet. So we went to bed again fairly early that night. We ordered Domino's to the lake, so that was quite nice. We went to bed fairly early again that night, hoping to wake up to one in the night, and we did. Lewis's alarm went off. Bobbin was tight, just like mine, because he was fishing to a snag on the island too. So he was fishing tight, and he picked up, and he reckons it was a bream because it just pulled straight out as soon as he picked up.
You sure it was a bream?
He reckons it was a bream because it might have sort of sucked the boilie in, but not the hook. And when he lifted up, pulled the boilie out. But that he was gutted after that. But yeah, other than that, nothing really happened that night. But yeah, we were absolutely over the moon with that session. I mean, I certainly was. Breaking my PB. The previous PB I came with to the lake, I caught 2 above that, 1 £10 above that. So what a jump, and that cut this film short. So I think the new quest is definitely going to be a quest for a 40 at Hightown Lake. So that is going to be difficult, but we'll see, because I really thought this was going to be difficult, but it was difficult. Like, we put the effort into it, but I did not expect to catch that quickly. Like, I was so shocked. I wasn't even expecting to catch at all that trip. I thought that second trip was going to just be a recce like the last one, where we're just sort of figuring out the lake and getting used to swims and finding spots. But there we go. Yeah, that's the end of this film. Now we're going to have to start another.
Yeah! It's an absolute cluster. Well, I can't film that.
There we've got the swim, guys.
I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. I can lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're 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 safe and sound.
No!